There we go. See, I still see the back end of the chat from the
it'll
old
just
one.
disappear.
Okay.
Those people won't see it.
Okay. Sounds good. All right, we are streaming.
Are we?
And yes, we are. We are streaming. I haven't set to record yet.
Streaming with Frank the Tank.
We are streaming. And you've got your thing running. I've got these things running over here. Okay. You ready?
Yep.
Hi, everybody. I'm Brian.
And I'm Joey.
Welcome to the Maryland Fishing Line episode 36, where we blather, Joey. That's what, That's what the dark web says, though.
I told you I had to Google blather.
The reviews are in, and apparently, according to folks, we blather. So that's okay.
If you want to listen to a good podcast, go over to Mid-Atlantic Gravel Travel and Dirt. Those guys know what's going on.
They know all of the things that they're talking about. We just blah, blah,
They
blah.
sound familiar, though.
Fantastic. So today is Tuesday, January 26th, 2021. Hey, Phil. Phil just showed up over in the live stream. We spend a little bit of time every week blathering Joey, but also talking about fishing, which I think is, kind of the thing. I want to talk about bikes and I want to talk about fishing, and we do both of those things on Tuesday night.
On both podcasts, we crisscross. Applesauce.
We talk about them on YouTube. We talk about them on Facebook. I mean, how much better can you get to talk about fishing and talk about bikes all Tuesday night?
It's my life.
Is there anything else really that's important enough to talk about? Absolutely nothing that I can think of.
I do it every day.
So we try to cover freshwater to saltwater and everything in between. The Maryland brackish. Is that what you would call it?
Brackish.
I know brackish is like tidal, saltish, spreadish, freshish.
Yeah, everything in between would be brackish.
Everything in between? Okay, yeah. Well, freshwater to saltwater with brackish in the middle.
Salt life, bro. No, God, I hate that.
I wonder if that sticker is still on Wes's vehicle.
Probably.
He's just too lazy
I hate
to take
all
it off.
Salt life everything.
Maryland Fishing Line, folks, is a production of the Angler Magazine Chesapeake Edition. Tonight we're going to talk about the fishing report, and we're going to do our little catch-up, and of course we've got our this or that. But before we get deep into that, I do want to take one quick minute, pay some bills, and thank our sponsors, Waterfront Marine in Edgewater, Maryland, dealing in Robalo fishing boats, Chaparral pleasure boats, and Bennington pontoon boats. Find out more on their website at waterfrontmarine.com. JMJ Firearms in Mechanicsville, Maryland. Pew, pew, pew. Modern Air HVAC in Mechanicsville, Maryland. Robin Caballaro at Remax One, buying and selling waterfront homes extraordinaire. Stoney's Kingfishers in Solomons, Maryland. Scotts Cove Marina in Deal Island, Maryland. Huntingtown Automotive in Huntingtown, Maryland. And Eat Chesapeake in Dunkirk, Rosehaven. And Bowie, Maryland, otherwise known as Chesapeake Grill. You're going to find links to all of these folks in the show notes or in the show descriptions. And if you visit, make sure to let them know you heard about them here. Helps us, helps them to let them know their marketing dollar is being spent well. You want to take a look at what's going on around the state, Joey?
Well, this is that we just blather.
Let's do it.
All right, going on around the state.
This is good because we're not even 3 minutes in, and we were already talking. This is anti-blather episode. We're gonna
dragging it.
You're gonna get right to it.
Trout stocking is ongoing around the state. Your best baits for these trout stocked are your typical trout baits like Berkeley power bait. Mm-hmm. Balsam that on a small treble hook. Is it really small? Don't use treble hooks. Treble hooks are horrible.
Well, no, the little treble hooks for trout though, they hold the power bait.
Oh, true.
Get
some corn on there.
Yeah. What's up, Billy?
On a leader with an egg sinker. Smaller inline spinners also are worth tossing. Feather jigs under bobbers with slow-started retrieves will attract some panfish, crappie, bluegill, and perch right now.
Oh, yellow perch are coming.
They're all on their way.
Yellow perch are coming. They're on their way.
Let's try to do that in our kayaks this year. Star of the show right now is chain pickerel. Everyone is doing the CCA chain pickerel tournament, or it's just chain pickerel are turned on right now. They're very eager to take swim baits. You will find them active in ponds throughout the state. Some tidal water areas like the Magathie and Severn. And those are pretty local to most of us. Within distance. The Eastern Shore has some good pickerel right now, but that's a hike. And you got to go to that other side of the bridge. You can find some bass feeding, but they're typically going to be deep in the holes and won't expend a lot of energy to feed, so slow down your baits as slow as you can go. Catch and release rockfish. You might encounter a large fish lurking the shallows on those sunny days when the water temps pick up on the surface just a tick. These are going to be big fish on baits. You won't catch numbers, but you'll catch the size.
Yeah, I think that's like that's the that's what's going on right now with rockfish. Is you can go out and search for them, but you're not going to find a lot of fish, but you might find a big fish.
The big old ones that already haven't left the bay yet.
Well, I think they're the ocean fish that are coming in.
Yeah, I would say
They
they're
haven't headed out yet.
We're heading out, do their migration.
So
if
that's
you're
it.
unaware of that, check out. Well, that sucked. That was a bad transition.
Bad transition. So that's it. Trout and trout stocking, feather jigs looking for some panfish, and
Run the coast.
chain pickerel. I mean, that's if you're fishing
Chain
hard
pickerel
right
are a
now.
blast. You caught a big one, even not in the chain pickerel time of year.
No, I'll catch them in the spring.
That's what I'm saying. You got them. Yeah.
I'll catch them March through May. I had one this year that probably pushed 3 pounds.
Yeah.
That was a big change. Biggest chain pickerel I've ever caught. Definitely a personal best on that.
Running the coast.
Running the coast.
That's the one I talked about a while ago. That's the whole migration of striped bass.
Yeah.
It's pretty good. It's a good wintertime watch.
Is that a documentary? Is it on YouTube? Where can you find that?
You can find it at howardfilms.com or Fishing TV. That's an app. It's like $5 a month.
Howardfilms.com?
Yep. Jamie Howard. Those fish stickers I showed you with the Jesus, the Mary, and they're funny.
Mm-hmm.
That's Jamie Howard, Howard Films.
Okay.
He did that. He has a couple good films, but the Running the Coast is like the best wintertime blues. It's February. It's gross. Today would have been a good day. It's like 3 hours long.
Oh, that's great.
It's awesome.
Watch, yeah. I'll put that in the show notes. I'll actually find the link for it specifically on the Howard Films website, and I'll drop it. I put it in the show notes.
Yeah.
So over in the live stream, Phil is here. Phil is watching us on both Facebook and YouTube. Thank you, Phil, for pumping our numbers up.
Yeah.
Billy, hey, Billy, what's up? And Sean is here. Sean, how are you doing? Brother, good to see everybody over here in the live stream. You want me to kick off with what I've had going on this week?
Sure, you got a lot.
I don't have a whole lot. I've been cranking it, dude. Working on getting the kayak outfitters set up. Anybody that's seen
You've been
that,
outfitting.
Yeah, I've been outfitting. I've been slowly every couple of days I go and I order more stuff, and then the Amazon packages show up. Today, life jackets showed up, and some.
Oh, you bought life jackets?
Mhm.
I could have hucked those. Nothing for you.
Well,
I guess you know. You already bought them.
Yeah, I got them. I wanted to get actually fishing style life jackets. I didn't want to do
What'd you order?
I'm gonna have some stuff that people. I didn't get stolies. I didn't get real night. I didn't get high end stuff. But I got sort of a mid grade fishing jacket because I'm gonna be putting people out on boats with handheld radios. I'm rigging the vests like I'm rigging the boats, man. If you're gonna need it, I'm gonna have it for you. It's got to have braid cutters on it. It's
Glock.
It's everything. Well, no, not going that far.
You go to Veers, you'll need it.
Yeah, true. So every day it's like a little something comes in. I got some collapsible folding nets for the kayaks to kind of keep them out of the way when people aren't need them, don't need them. But my pursuit of the creek carp continues.
Yeah.
Because when it's warm, when I get these warm afternoons, and I'll go down to the pier, and there are carp everywhere down there.
They're laughing at you.
Well, I think I did the homework. I've never really pursued carp. I've never really thought about catching carp because I always kind of viewed them as a trash fish. But I understand from you because you've actually pursued them.
Oh man, I lost sleep over carp in the past.
It can be a lot of fun to catch. So I'm going all in, and I've started playing around with baits. And I think you and I have talked a little bit about this. I put together a mixture of wheat bran.
That was a concoction.
Yeah, cereal.
That was a kitchen cabinet.
Whole millet and corn syrup and
Jell-O.
flour and strawberry Jell-O. And I made this concoction, and it's like a pack bait. You put a rig with a bottom pyramid sinker on it, and something to hold the bottom.
Pyramid scheme.
A pyramid scheme in the fishing world, yeah. and you do that pack bait around it, and you lay it out on the bottom, and then the break bait kind of falls apart, and it acts like a little bit of chum to pull fish in. I tried that actually on one of those warm afternoons. Didn't have any success. I don't really anticipate having any success quite yet. But then I started messing around with corn. And, you know, we feed our deer. I buy probably 100, 150 pounds of deer corn a week.
Are you serious, Clark?
Yes, I do.
Oh, jeez.
Yes, I do. But, you know, the thing about it is deer corn's cheap. So I saw people messing around with deer corn and reconstituting it. And that is a super cheap bait. So I started messing around with that, but I did not want to soak corn outside in a bucket for 24 hours and then boil it and then do all this stuff. So I was talking to my wife. She's like, well, let's put it in an Instant Pot. Let's actually put it under pressure. So I put about 5 cups of deer corn into the Instant Pot with about 8 cups of water, hit it on pressure for about an hour and 15, hour and a half, and it came out nice and smushy. It was perfect for carp.
Oh,
Perfect.
for the dough balls?
No, just to use corn.
Oh,
So let me go all the way through it. So then what I did is I took that and I put a nice big layer of garlic powder on top of it, mixed it up,
yeah.
put another layer of garlic powder in it, mixed it up, and then I took about 2 spoonfuls of it and put them into freezer bags and put them in the freezer.
Uh-huh.
So now I'm going to go down when we start to get a little closer to
You're
spring.
going to start feeding them so they get used to it?
Yeah, I'm going to go down and start chumming some
You
fish
guys
in.
shoot your deer like that too?
And then what I did, because now when I want to use it for actual bait, right, I got some water-soluble small bags, and I'm actually going to do a pack bait. I'm going to put the corn in there, put the rig in there with hooks within the corn. Everything's going in the little water-soluble bag that takes about 30 seconds to break down. It goes out, goes to the bottom. The soluble bag breaks apart. It's actually made for carp fishing. And it'll come apart. It'll lay the corn on the bottom, and then I'm going to have 2 little pieces of bait pop up. I'm using the fake scented corn. I'm going to put like 3 or 4 nuggets of that on a couple of different. I'm telling you what, I'm really driving hard to find those carp.
Chumming for carp.
Yeah, I mean, and a lot of people do it.
I have a lot to say now. Hey, Bill, Billy, sorry, Sean. Yeah, Marcus is here. Casey and Brendan
You
are
just
here.
jumped right in my whole carp section. I'm just going on. I'm blathering on about carp.
I'm trying to catch up. Jello or Kool-Aid. All right. You went to. My dad used to just take a can of whatever corn, like cooked corn, open it
Sweet
up, drain
corn,
it, and then pour a crap ton of garlic on there. It's the stuff I used to eat, and go catch carp.
I can see little Joey sitting on the bank eating the garlic.
Oh yeah,
corn.
because you catch like my dad took me to catch stock, like the stock trout at Cover Cliffs the same way.
Yeah.
That corn is delicious when you. I love the garlic
The
corn.
house really stunk. It smelled like corn
Yeah.
and garlic. For like
Oh yeah,
a
my
whole
hands
day.
smell like it.
Disgusting.
Yeah, my dad. You get a handful and you toss it in the water. Yeah, chumming for the fish.
Yeah, so what I'm gonna do is go down every couple of days in the afternoon.
Yeah.
When it starts to get a little bit warmer, so I think when they're really moving, because out in front of the pier where I am is about 9 feet of water. Those carp are usually back up in the shallows over the summer. So I think they've come down, and what they're doing is when the sun in the late afternoon on some of these warmer days warms that surface layer of the water up a little bit.
Yeah.
I think it gets them active, and you see them moving.
This is how you make your name for yourself. You'd be a carp man.
Carp man.
Carp man.
I'll be the
Specialized in carp.
catching the carp.
Yeah.
So I they're big. I watched them move. I would sure love to actually be able to hook into some of them and see what kind of wild
Maybe
ride
Monday
they
we'll
do.
go sit down there on the pier.
I think it really
It might
just
be
need-
snowing or raining.
I think you need a nice 45 or 50 degree day.
I think
in
you
the
need some nice
afternoon,
corn.
and chum some corn out there, because that garlic, as much as that corn smelled, it's going to bring the fish in. If you say garlic corn is going to bring in fish.
Marcus said back to the cooking show. Brendan says
about
this
that,
seems
everybody.
awfully complex.
No, it's actually quite easy.
Chum Depot, what's up? Hey, Michael. Brian versus Carp, the new Discovery Show channel. Yeah, you like Shelby, you're Turtle Man. Yee.
Robert said he prefers an inflatable vest, and I've got a couple of those as well. I got some of the ones that hit the water and they pop.
Yeah, what is everyone? Real quick to toss that back and forth. I had an incident with my boss this summer. inflatable or no inflatable. Inflatable, he probably would. He was wearing inflatable. If it wasn't for someone else in the area, he probably wouldn't be here right now.
You told me that story.
There's a pro and a con to inflatables. I'm very much any type of life jacket. I wear an Astral or Stolquest all year, like you do too, a full padded one.
Yeah.
Less likely going to happen in a kayak. He was stand-up paddleboarding. Heat exhaustion kicked in. He's a stubborn old Marine, didn't drink any water. That was going out for like a 10-mile paddle when it was 100 degrees. Totally collapsed, fell in the water. A customer friend of ours who's a sheriff's deputy just happened to be going by him, saw him, and got him out of the water. Where his inflatable, nothing happened. It was a waist pack one. Even if you were a neck one, unless it's like powder activated, it's not going to do anything.
Yeah.
Where you actually have to pull. So if you either hit your head, which happens, or you pass out, the inflatables aren't going to do anything for you.
Well, the auto inflatable.
Yeah, but not everyone. There's not many auto inflatables out there that people are buying.
Well, I've got a couple of them.
Like, are the Mustangs and stuff? Do they have like the?
It's got the big CO2 cartridge in it, and
yeah, but you have to pull it.
No, you don't have to pull it. It's
okay.
It's got a water sensor.
I say yeah, there's a lot of pull ones.
But
so I don't know.
You can pull it. You can pull it, or you can wait for it.
So I don't know.
That's a piece of technology that could go wrong. When you put on a flotation device and you've got the flotation.
Yeah.
And I fished all summer, and
I wore in the hottest days.
Absolutely.
No matter what I had it on.
Absolutely. Every time I went out, and it wasn't. I didn't find it to be that big a deal.
Yeah, I never had issues.
No.
Warm. So I think you just got used to it. It was already hot, whether you had it on or not. Like that's all that mattered.
Exactly.
And in wintertime, I wear my rain jacket over it. Keeps me dry. So Marcus said you lost him at pressure cooker. Michael, I wish. I look at three. I feel like there's three top kayak vest manufacturers: NRS, Stolquest, and Astral. And I have two of them, and I don't know if I can support having all three. If anything, I'm almost all Stolquest this year going in. Like, I've invested a lot of money in them. I don't have much Astral, even though I prefer them a little bit more just for the personal vest I wear.
Right.
I like to have all three. Give me another year. Probably already going to have a vest by then. I don't know. Depends on how I grow my shop. I've been putting a lot of work in, and it's working.
You guys still Stolquest?
Yeah,
okay.
We stock Stolquest. Yeah. I have like 4 vests, which is perfect because I ordered about 70 to come in April.
In my opinion, they make the best fishing vest there is. It's hands down.
So we'll see. I know a lot of big kayak shops, Headwater, Austin, those stuff. They carry everything. I would love to be there at some point in time. It's going to take me another year or two to have a point where I can have multiple manufacturers.
Yeah.
I also work really well with a rep who is my Bending Branches rep. He's my Stolquest. He's my Suspends, my Seal skirts. He is the man. So I basically consolidated all my stuff to what he sells because he sells good product and he's awesome.
Yeah.
It's not a big deal till you need it. Yeah. It's when you need it. Yes, Marcus, Marines are not stubborn at all. I wear an auto inflatable and love it because the less... if I would... Like I said, I would love it. I just got so used to wearing my regular vest, I never looked at getting an auto inflatable.
I'll put some links to some different vests.
God. I'm not reading Brendan's comment.
No.
What Stolquest is comparable? I have to look that up, Michael. I'm in the middle of... I'll look that up before the show is over. I did my big spring order with Stolquest. That's just who I carry. So I believe in the brand. The brand makes really nice everything. Whitewater down to kids' vests. Yep. They have a really good fishing line.
Yep.
I'm not 100% a huge fan of fishing specific vests. Some are not. I feel like they give you a lot of stuff I don't use.
Well,
I like a couple pockets.
Yeah.
Breathable, which most of them are going to be breathable.
I like the flaps that open to give you almost like a little...
Do you use it?
Yes, I do.
Oh, okay.
I use it a lot.
Maybe it's just I don't find myself using that.
Yeah, so what I'll do, especially when I was fishing tournaments for KBF, is, I've got my phone on a tether and it's in one of those pockets and I can pop it open and the phone is right there.
Oh, okay.
And then it's on the tether. I don't have to worry about falling out. and I can get it ready and get it geared up, and then set it back down on that little shelf that folds off the front, and then deal with the fish, and then my phone is ready to go.
Yeah.
And I don't use it for like staging baits or for tying things or anything like that. I think it's a little awkward for that. But for those little things, like when you're dealing with a fish, to have something handy, I really like having that little piece there.
Michael, so NRS rake, is that the exact name? Because I'm trying to Google it. I get different results.
You got me.
Yeah, it's a ski vest. Ski vests are they're great for what they're used for, but they are so bulky, thick, and heavy. Now that would be hot in the summer.
Yeah, and all the fishing vests usually have
Yeah.
a slightly higher back.
Either a higher back or a thin back that's covered.
I like the higher ones because I can get it up above the seat on the kayak, and then I don't have anything on my back.
I gave my Stolquest to Phil.
Okay.
I didn't like how thick the high back was.
For me, it was perfect.
My Astral is a thin, because it's somewhat full back. It's a thinner though,
So it doesn't have the mesh and then the larger.
yeah, it's like a solid piece on my back.
Okay.
Maybe because I have bad posture. Actually, I have vests.
Well, you see, now I'll take my seat on the kayak and I'll cinch it up and I'll pull that to give me some lumbar support. So I like having the firmness of the seat right on my low back, and then the vest sits above it.
Yeah.
So that's kind of where I'm at. I guess it's honestly personal preference.
It is.
As to what feels best to you. And
go into your kayak shop, put one on, and sit in your kayak. Like, I'll let anyone sit in kayaks with them. It's true though. I'll have people sit down. Like, if you're going to paddle a transitional style touring boat, I'm going to put you in that because the seat's going to be different than where, like, my high back Stolquest probably work perfect in one of those boats because I always ride a low seat in one of those versus my lawn chair I have on my Titan.
Yeah.
So, hook thing. I need more pockets and more ability to hook things up.
I agree, Phil. Because I'm going to be giving people, everybody that's going out on my boats is going to have a handheld marine radio to stay in touch with me if I'm with them, to stay in touch with each other if they need to. And that's all going to get hooked right on the jacket. Everything's going to be hooked on the jacket. Everything's going to be right there. So it needs
more
to have
pockets, more crap.
To
a point.
Yeah. But I mean, otherwise it's bouncing all around the boat.
Yeah.
And then
true.
what do you do? Although with the radios on the Titans, there's a possibility I might tether them and put them in the little gear, the little tool caddy.
Yeah.
They could go in there too. I haven't really decided. Once I get a boat and I got my hands on it and I got all the different parts and pieces, then we'll be able to kind of put it in. I think that's happening soon. So
soon.
That's it for me. Just keep going with that. We went off on a sidebar, but I think it was a good sidebar to talk about PFDs, to talk about that. And some other safety gear that's important too, since we're on the world of safety, a flag. I think Sean posted that video. I saw Sean post that video.
I used to watch that guy's channel a lot.
Yeah.
Caught some nice fish too that day.
Yeah. But, I mean, dude got basically run over by a boat.
Yeah.
But if you look at it, he was not flying a flag. And you've said it before, especially with my top water, the color of it and the color of those.
It's not Jerry's Hobie.
You're going to actually sort of blend in with that water.
I can only find you with your flag.
If you're not flying a flag, people can't see you. Yeah,
Fly
the whistle
flags.
too. Yeah.
I ran out of lighted flags. I thought I have more coming. Yours two came in. But I even keep, it's $35 for like the Yak Attack. It's just a flag, no light.
Mm-hmm.
That's all you need if you're not going to be out late.
If you're not going to be out at night.
Yeah.
No. You're not out at night.
The flag with the light's like $75, $80.
Yeah.
But that flag is a huge difference because the flag's a flag in the daylight, whether you have the $80 one or $35. It's the same thing.
Yep. The light has nothing.
It's so cheap.
And they really do work. That orange, it pops.
Real quick, Michael, check out the Stolquest Pisces. That one, I believe, is somewhat comparable. The Keeper is a nice one from Stolquest, and the Fisherman, I'd probably say the first two, the Pisces and the Keeper. The Fisherman's a decent one, but I think it gives you a little bit difference than the NRS.
I think I might have the Fisherman.
Yeah, you have that one. That one's nice. I just think for what the one he was looking at. They make one called the Spinner. It's a very basic fishing vest. You you get a lot more features out of the other ones. So the Pisces and the Keeper.
Yeah.
So I think that's our safety talk of the night.
So, Robert, the flags attach right in gear track.
Yep.
So you just slide it right in, and you can. So say I put my flags on the back of the boat.
Yeah, mine always goes on the rear.
And if you're in a boat and you don't, whatever, and you don't have gear track, you can just drop in a little piece of gear track.
Yeah, I'll say I think I bought the ones that were $40 because it comes with the 1-inch gear track.
Yeah.
You can mount anywhere. If you don't want it, I'll take it out and take $5 off if someone comes in. Sean made his own flag out of an old broken surf
Hey, that
rod.
works.
Yeah.
That works. Absolutely.
So, well, we just went on a big thing. I think that's a big talk.
No, I think it's important to talk about that.
Yeah.
Because so many times, people run into problems, especially this time of year. We should probably talk about, if we're talking about safety stuff, I know that we did this before.
Flares. Shoot them all the time.
No. So that the idea of dry suits.
Oh.
I know nobody likes to talk about it, but that 120 rule is it's real. It's real. And I would never advise.
Did you say you're still talking about the 120?
No, the 120 rule with air, water temp.
Yeah.
Dry suits, not nothing's gonna. You can say you're gonna put on a bunch of clothes, but all that's gonna do is all those layers of clothes you got on is just gonna get wet and drag you down.
Hey man, I wore waders yesterday and still got wet.
Yeah. But your waders, if you're out in a kayak and you're in 12 feet of water,
oh no, I'm just saying in general.
For you.
Cold's cold.
I don't know. Dry suit is the way to go if you're going to be out in the water and it's cold.
But really, though, it's miserable this time of year. Just hang it up.
I don't worry about it either. I got too much.
Spend $1,000.
I've got a dry suit, and I don't really want to go out when it's miserable and cold out. Yeah. I don't know. This is the way it is.
Billy said Native makes a great undersea storage that holds two. Yeah, I think we have that in the shop right now. That holds a couple 3,600 boxes. Yeah, I think we have a few of those in.
Relief zipper, absolutely. Yeah. I have one of the Cocopats that it's the step in, and it's got the neoprene collars and sleeves and booty, and it actually zips all the way across the front diagonally. You kind of have to unzopen it up, and so.
Who was that wore a diving suit to play with jet skis again?
There was a time when we would mess around with jet skis and we wore wetsuits, but I don't know, a diving suit. No, Casey, I don't know what you're talking about. That you were little, you don't know what you were looking at.
Oh God!
All right, so what's up with you, Joey? What's going on in Joey's world? You've been fishing.
I went trout fishing yesterday. I think that's all my fishing I've been, but it is fishing.
Yeah.
In January.
Yeah, nice pictures. You actually caught fish yesterday.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
I caught 5.
Walk us through your day.
One. I walked.
Told you on the last podcast. Walk us through your day.
I'll try to cut that part short, but
I'll monitor the live stream over you do that.
Well, weather's been iffy a lot lately. Like I was riding off going fishing yesterday because it was supposed to snow. It's supposed to rain down here. And I was either going to go up to a place called the Yellow Breeches in Pennsylvania or the Gunpowder north of Baltimore. And they were calling for snow up in both areas. So I'm like, I don't know how much I was going to chance it, even having the Outback now. But as it got closer and closer to yesterday morning, it looked like that snow was holding off till the evening. So I decided that I would do an early morning, get back. I had to pick up something from Subaru anyway. So it would give me a good time to make it back for dinner. So I picked the Gunpowder because it's not too far away. This is the best time right now, COVID, to go fishing anywhere because there's no traffic. As much as things are somewhat back-ish, there's still not horrible traffic going through Baltimore. Yeah. Like nothing. Even when I went to Frederick or Hagerstown a few weeks ago, no traffic on Beltway or anything. So I went there. Anticipation, the Gunpowder is known for like nice brown trout. It used to be like you could go every day was a 20-inch brown. It's kind of changed since.
Wow.
But it's...
You could get me to go trout fishing.
Yeah, I would love it. And they're still in there. It's just harder to come by. The Gunpowder usually runs warmer the way it's, runs discharged from Pretty Boy, but it was sitting like at 38 degrees, 39 and a half degrees. It was freaking cold.
Yeah.
And
was it colder than that day that you and I went?
I think so.
Yeah.
I mean,
I felt like
our
it was raw.
guides weren't icing up that day. My guides were icing up in the first.
We had a lot of snow on the ground.
There was snow on the ground,
but
I don't think
it didn't feel cold.
It got cold in the. Oh, jeez. That's gonna get us in trouble. Got cold. Man, now I lost track. Anyway,
It got cold.
yeah, it got cold. But it was a nice overcast day. Now I'm blathering because. Anyway, no, I've been tying a lot of flies. Was fishing a couple different setups. Ended up not being able to do what I wanted to do. Kept getting a lot of. It just hung up. The river's running slow and it was low. But finally found a groove and got into a couple holes. I ended up with 5 fish total.
Yeah.
Lost the 6th one, which was a nice little one. Probably one of not as my biggest one of the day, but it was fun. Did a lot of hiking. I parked in the wrong lot, so it was a really long hike into the river. So wasn't planning for that. It was the kind of thing where I'm really bundled up, but I wasn't planning on hiking that much, and you start heating up, and the worst thing you want to do is sweat.
Oh, yeah.
I was trying not to sweat. And I'm like, long sleeve, like Henley, a flannel, a thick flannel, a vest, and then my waders, and then a puffy jacket over that.
Yeah.
And then, my pants, my socks. Because I knew when I was fishing, I wouldn't be cold, but that'd be just, it was just enough. But early on, slipped on a rock, and when I caught myself, it was on my left side, all the way up to my shoulder, I was pretty much soaked. So that got cold, and not long after, I was trying to unzip my bag to change flies, and my hand wasn't working. It was like this. So I had to stop. I'm like, I should probably warm this up. Took me a while to warm it up. It was just after that when I started catching fish, and then I was hiking upriver a little bit. Was able to get to the other side because at some point in time, I didn't know I was going to be able to cross back across the river to get back out. Found a good spot. As soon as I got on that, it was just a sheet of ice I didn't realize, and then I busted my knees. So I thought I cracked my kneecap. Then I sat there for a minute, not moving, trying to think of, all right, what's going to happen. And I thought I broke my wrist. It ended up nothing. My wrist was totally fine. I was like, if I break my wrist, I'll probably drive back to Calvert Memorial. I was like, won't tell Jess till I'm fixed or in the hospital. Knee is a different story. Turned out wrist and everything was fine. Knees, I'm taking 1,000 milligrams ibuprofen. I'm an old man now.
I worry about you out there by yourself.
Yeah. I say, and I didn't see anyone till just after I fell, just after. There's a guy. Some people, man, they hike right in to the easiest spot and get right in the water.
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe fishing's good there. I don't know.
Well, what's wrong with doing that? I don't
know. And did a lot of walking yesterday, but yeah, it was worth it. I mean, it was a nice mental clearing day.
Your dad's getting right to the root of it. He wants to know what flies were the catch in the trout.
The flies that were into my line. Yeah, it sounds like Into the Wild. Yeah, it was one of those bad days, Michael. No, it was worth it. That's why. No, I was fine going alone. Just knew where I was. I had my phone. I had a plan. No, I was throwing hare's ear nymphs on top, and then about 10 feet a leader down to 5X, and then about 20 inches of 6X leader tied to a size 20, 22 midge, like a zebra midge. But the zebra, my dropper fly kept getting not dropper because it's not a hopper dropper, but my trailing fly kept getting clogged up a little bit with some of the rock snot. So I just cut it off. Was throwing pheasant tail and hare's ear nymphs that I tied up. Yeah. Stuff I just tied up. It's funny, though, because I've been so used to
exactly
in a float plan to safety. Yeah, I say my wife has all this stuff. You guys rail me for it, but I've done this way ahead of time. But yeah, I've been tying so many of these size 16. Size 16 seems huge now. Down to 20 and 22s when they seem normal to me. To the point where I can't
even see them.
I was in my box yesterday. I'm like, is this a 20? How? It felt huge. I tied a bunch of size 14 nymphs the other night. It's these are ginormous. There's so much room on the hook. I still need to finish up some saltwater flies for Phil, and then there's a couple other guys locally who asked me for fly. I got to start a whole fly tying thing.
Now, I got a 9-weight that I'd like to take out in the salt a little bit.
Yeah,
this
do you
year.
need flies too?
Yeah,
Charge $14 a fly.
Okay, I'm in.
I need to put some. I need to put in together some like I would say like just like a dozen like assorted fly. Like someone is interested in like you or Phil or whoever. Like it's like a dozen pack. It's a little bit of everything.
Little grab bag.
Yeah.
I'm gonna actually do that for the outfitters. Because one thing is I'm not for people that come down. I'm gonna rent rods and stuff, but I'm not giving away tackle. So, but I am gonna do like okay, what's biting right now? I'm gonna do a little grab bag so that if somebody says I don't have that, and I can say
you'd be like, oh no, everything is eating corn out here.
They're gonna eat a lot of corn. You want to catch some carp and some catfish?
Yeah.
I got your corn.
No, that was it. I mean, the river, the gunpowder is beautiful. Even if you don't fish it, there's some really nice trails to hike up and down, all the way up to Pretty Boy, the reservoir, pretty far down, way past Mesa Moore Road. But yeah, fishing the Falls Road area, that's a lot of hiking in and out, no matter what. The Mesa Moore stretch where we fish is a little bit more tame, a lot more tame. The Boulder Pool section almost killed me.
Yeah.
I just kept thinking of how much. I was like, I wonder how many people busted their ankles there. Luckily, I wear like nice wader boots and stuff.
Yeah, you got legit kit.
Yeah, I felt I'm very comfortable with all my gear.
That day that we went, I felt like a toolbox because I was wearing my old surf boot waders.
Hey, whatever works.
And a sweatshirt. And Joey's like, you looked all kitted up, like all pro and everything.
So. I know if the fly fishermen get like that purist, like stuck. I mean, I'm very much whatever people get out, whether you wear a set of old school camo waders, or I invested in a lot of sim stuff. Like my waders are like 9 years old. I got them in 2000.
Well, you buy quality, you buy once.
They look
buy cheap.
I keep them clean. I wash them. They look brand new.
Yeah.
My boots are a little worn. I'm kind of getting tired of the boa. I just posted them for sale on Instagram. The boa makes sense. They're 11s.
Too big.
45s. Well, they go 10. They don't have half size or anything, but as much as I hate, especially fishing with lace ups and trying to tie them, I'm going to go back to lace ups.
You know me, I'm a boa fan.
Yeah,
I like the boa.
I feel like sometimes though my boa doesn't hold when I'm 200 pounds squatting down. It's on part of your foot where your foot's bending. Yeah, I feel like it releases. And I don't want it to, and then I go to start moving it. I was like, I don't. I like a nice tight boot, especially hiking in the water. Yeah. I don't know, but I've been doing a lot of the trout fishing in my off season instead of getting in the kayak. I love the trout fishing, and I've done more this year than I have in a while. I don't know, it's peaceful. The only thing that sucks is every time I think about it is, I have to drive 2 hours no matter where I'm going to catch trout. Now we can fish the Little Patuxent. I think just got stocked with trout, and then you can fish like Savage Mill for that. It's like an hour and a half away. For stocked fish. You can literally go up to Savage Mill to the bridge right now and go catch 15-inch rainbows and golden trout.
Yeah, but those
they'll eat anything.
Yeah, and those are put and take, right?
Put and take.
They want you to take those fish back.
Oh yeah, put and take. Sorry, yeah. I think they did 600 last week. Most of them's probably gone by now.
Looking at the numbers, they don't put a lot of fish down here. I guess they just don't. They're not going to survive.
Is only so big.
Yeah, it's a small pond. I know they put a lot over in at Myrtle Grove. Yeah, Myrtle Grove. They put a lot of fish in over there. Goldens and rainbows.
And there's some people stock fisher. They're not. Sometimes catching a fish is catching a fish. Yeah. No, it is a lot easier to catch a stockfish sometimes, trout wise. Corn. Yeah, say corn works great. Than it is catching a native brown trout or something. But at the end of some people like the hunt, some people just want the tug. I like both. Yeah. I like hunting fish. I've never had a day like I got very fortunate. I caught a lot of fish yesterday.
Yeah. Do you get a kick out of just seeing them? Because I feel like when
Yeah.
we went up and fished, you kept telling us, like, I saw this, I saw that.
Yeah.
It was almost like you got as big a jazz out of seeing the fish as you did catching the fish.
I like it. I don't know.
Yeah.
I love the overcast. Like yesterday was a nice cloudy day, little snow flurries. But there's places on the Gunpowder where you can get pretty high. The sun's high. You can do a little bit more sight fishing or just watch them. So I don't know. It's fun. Forgot what I was talking about. Yes, it is. Gunpowder's home of Lefty. There's a nice, the Lefty Cray, the trails there. My friend Tony was a big part of setting that up. Tony, that was on the podcast. But Lefty is from the area up around there and has a lot of time there. And his mentor, Joe Brooks, has a nice memorial at Hunting Creek, which I fished 2 weeks ago. So there's a lot of history here with fly fishing in the whole industry. Robert was up at the I haven't fished a Savage in a long time. I had a couple friends up there. They stayed a long weekend last weekend, or a week or two ago. So, Michael, say they... those fish go so quick from Cavern Cliffs.
They're in and out. Although you typically have to so here's a good tip: if you're looking at the DNR stocking schedule, and it says they're going to stock on, or they did stock on the 14th, that's probably not the day you want to be there.
They're going the 15th.
Well, no, you probably don't want to be there the first or second day, because those fish take a little bit of time to sort of get acclimated to the water. But then that probably that second bridging into the third day, they get hungry and they start looking for the feeder food. And it's all bets are off. They're gone.
Brendan wants to know why I like overcast days. I don't know. I don't like fishing in the sun unless I'm sight fishing for redfish or carp. I enjoy the gross days, especially on the river. I don't know why. I feel it feels calmer out to me. I don't like the sun a lot. I'm in the battle right now with my glasses too. Whether I have prescription aviators and I have my prescriptions, but my Costas and stuff like that are not. And my sight's getting worse. So when I put on like my Costas to see, I feel like I'm fighting whether the glare with my prescription glasses or I'm fighting being able to actually see the fish, but not the glare with my Costas. So
it's a trade-off.
I have an eye appointment and I'm trying to see. You got prescription Costas.
Yeah, but my Costas, they feel like there's something on the lens. I've only ever used like the Costa thing, and occasionally you use your T-shirt to clean glasses when you're on the water. I feel like they've developed like these little scratches, and I'm trying to come up. There's some way to. I know that people talk about you can polish them with toothpaste and do some other stuff like that.
I feel like my Costas scratch easily.
Now I had glass Costas for 10 years before I got prescriptions, and those glasses, as good the day that I stopped wearing them as the day that I started wearing them. But
even with scratches?
No scratches at all. And then this pair, they convinced me, it's like, lighter and better technology, go with the plastic and da-da-da-da-da. And then if it shatters, it's not like a glass thing. But man, it hadn't even been 6 months, and I feel like those things are already got a problem. So I love my Costas. I absolutely love my Costas. They're great glasses. Yeah. I've worn them for 25 years. It's, ever since they've been around, I think I've been wearing Costas. But this last pair, and it could just be a fluke thing. Maybe I need to talk to them, but it's definitely a problem. It's like it feels like there's something on the lens. There's just little micro scratches in the plastic.
I think contacts might be. I know you might not see as well with contacts compared to prescription, but I think that's my answer.
Yeah,
because I think my next pair, I was talking to Tony, is going to be like an amber, a light color for sight fishing, like on the overcast gray freshwater days.
Yeah.
But I don't know, Costa is also one of the biggest supporters of conservation right now.
Okay.
And they support the good guys on conservation, because there's good guys that support conservation and there's bad guys that support conservation. I finally retired a pair after 10 years because the frame broke, and so I bought a new pair. I thought it was just as expensive to get them fixed.
Yeah, I'm getting some feedback over here in the live stream chat that it should have gone glass, and I'm noticing that. I'm realizing that now.
There's two different. There's 580p and 580. There's 580 comes in the glass and the what is that other
I
material?
got the 580 and the plastic.
The 580p. Yeah.
That's what I.
My 580Ps lasted as well as my 400P or whatever. But I love the glasses. They're just a little bit more scratch. I think my next ones are going to be the glass, and they're going to be a light color.
My next ones are going to be glass. I'll go back to glass.
Yeah.
And it kind of got me with because I wear them on the bike too, and the plastic. I felt like it was a little safer than the glass because if you go down and it shatters, then you got a problem.
I've seen horror stories on the bike side with that.
Yeah.
The fake Oakleys.
Yeah.
And like people will get really hurt from the glasses when they crash.
Yeah. Yeah. So that was what kind of swayed me.
Yeah.
Was the bike side of it to go plastic, but
so
it didn't work.
I think I'm terrified of contacts. I think my solution to fishing, since this, I guess we can talk about fishing, is is contacts. I'm deathly afraid of putting contacts in.
Oh, I wore contacts for years, but I've stopped wearing them.
I don't want to wear them every day. I want to wear them maybe like when I go fishing and stuff, and I want to wear real sunglasses.
I started when I first got glasses, I started wearing contacts, and I wore contacts for years and years. It got to the point where, because my sight got weird, I was wearing the one side contact and one side not.
Yeah.
So I could read, but then it got to be all sorts of issues.
So Brennan asked asked about like tints for.
Oh yeah.
There's a huge thing with tints.
Not a myth. Not a myth.
So it all depends on the type of fishing you're doing. Like Costa rates theirs and different things. I think Costa probably does the best. So I wear the green mirrors. You wear blue, don't you?
I think the pair that I have now are blue. Blue is typically bigger offshore, whereas green is sort of like that.
Green's
if you're in a shaded.
Green's a high contrast thing.
Yeah.
Blue is better for open water. The gray or the silver is like an everyday. The copper is what I'm looking at, is like a natural contrast. Does better with low light. In the freshwater, sight fishing a little better when it's not nice out. There's sunrise silver mirror, which is a lighter color, is like the similar concept of it. They have a copper, which does really well when it's constantly changing. So that's kind of like the rundown with Costas. I was starting to look at Smith because I like some of their frames, but I'm purely going back with Costa again just because of their conservation side.
Yeah, you would have, even with the problem I've had with these, which I wouldn't call it a problem.
I wouldn't
maybe
call it a
my
problem.
issue. You'd have to kick me kicking and screaming to go away from Costa.
So that's all I've owned. My first non-pair of Costas as an adult were my prescription Ray-Bans, which I ended up wearing my prescription Ray-Bans, my aviators, when I was fishing up in New York last year, because that's when I realized, like, oh man, I'm going blind. And I was like, well, I have these prescription sunglasses in my truck. So that was another good side note, like life jackets. But
you want to do this or that? You ready to do this or that?
So keep blandering or whatever it's called.
Blandering.
Whatever. I don't know. Blendering.
Okay, everybody in the live stream, definitely play along. Do we have lots of folks still left in the live stream here, Joey?
Real quick.
Good. Yeah. Okay. Go ahead.
I don't know if Costa still does it, but they had a really good. Oakley did it too, because I used to sell a lot of Oakleys. We're an Oakley dealer. Marcus has been around the world.
Yeah, well, Maui Jim, that's a good glass.
That's a good quality too. I think any quality really.
Yeah.
I just Costa because I supported conservation.
Yeah.
They had like a simulator thing where you had like different settings and you could change and it showed what tones the colors of the lens brought out. It's really cool.
Interesting.
So
yeah, the Costas have a lifetime frame warranty, I believe.
They do, but mine broke and it wasn't covered.
I've broken my first pair. I think I broke once or twice, and they always covered it.
Well, I think it was like $60 for me to get $40.
Yeah, there's always like some sort of little fee or something.
I had to invest in a whole other pair.
Okay, this or that. This or that. Everybody in the live stream, play along as well. Joey, do you prefer Instagram or Twitter? And I know you use both.
I'm really bad at it on Twitter. I am always on Instagram. I'm out of the Restream chat. It kicked me out.
It kicked you out. I'm still here.
I think I'm back. I'm Instagram. I like pictures.
Okay.
And I don't have to read.
Okay.
So the
Instagram
is
over
there
Twitter.
new social media you guys are playing with?
I don't know. There's
No,
all over the place.
there's so much cool stuff on Instagram.
Yeah.
It's almost too much.
Yeah.
I've cut back a lot on my pages I follow, but
I have never been a Twitter. I can't. It's just. I feel like there's just people screaming at you all
like-
the time on Twitter. I can't do it. I cannot do it.
do you remember like the other
But
at the crime scene? LOL, like the other guys when.
No. Stop with the movie references. So Instagram, though, I enjoy. I'm like, you're visual. I really love all the pictures, but I have a real hard time. I have like 5 accounts, and I
Well, yeah.
I can't.
Welcome to
keep
my
up
world.
with it.
Now
Like,
you know why.
somebody will message me, and it'll be like 2 days later. I'm like, oh crap! I didn't even see that this was anywhere close. So
Twitter. See, my Twitter platform is the only thing where it's Joey Sikorsky.
yeah, that's it.
I'm bad, but
Okay.
my Facebook and my Instagram, I have like 4 or 5 pages.
Let's see. I think it's overwhelming. Michael says Instagram, Phil, Instagram, Sean, Instagram. Hey, Brendan, Reddit.
Reddit.
Yeah, I actually
wasn't
do
an
Reddit.
option, Brendan.
Wasn't an option, Brendan, but yeah, Reddit. Paul, Instagram, Casey, Twitter, and Insta for casual. Twitter for news.
Twitter for news.
Insta for casual. Okay.
Well, once the Don got kicked
Robert,
off, I
thank
stopped.
you. Neither. Marcus, Instagram. I follow. Kate, my daughter tells me I follow the wrong people on Twitter. So
You do.
I don't follow anybody on Twitter because I don't even have it on my phone. Instagram for Jerry. Okay, second item on this week's This or That. Joey, sandals or sneakers?
Sandals. I'd wear sandals all day if I could,
Yeah,
or all
that's
year.
easy. That's easy. I'm actually wearing.
I'll still wear them right now.
My shoes, I think, are technically sandals that I wear all winter. I think. I mean, you'd be the judge. Is that a sandal or is that a shoe?
That is old man.
That is not old man. Those are good, nice, keen. They're sandals. They're officially sandals. They're not old man. Don't call me old man shoes.
I'm sandals all. On the weekends I'll wear sandals out to the store and people look at me. I think.
Do you wear any kind of footwear in the summer when you're fishing?
Summertime, if I possibly know I might get in and out of the kayak, I wear Chacos
Okay.
because I do not get out of the kayak barefoot.
Do you get the Chaco strap tan? Like,
No. God, no. I got a little bit of it this year. I had to remedy that because I still put sunscreen after last week's conversation
yeah.
on. I'm a huge fan of rainbows.
Okay.
Those are the most comfortable flip-flops I've ever worn.
Okay.
But Chacos, if I think I'm on the kayak and I'm going to get off, they're kind of bulky for pedaling.
Yeah.
I prefer barefoot.
You're gonna call me an old man again, but I prefer my Crocs.
No, I don't mind Crocs.
I'm a fan
Crocs
of
are
the
making a
Crocs.
comeback. All the Utes are wearing them.
So you can put them in sport mode, where you have the strap in the back.
Now you sound like a millennial.
So you put them in sport mode, and then you can step in the water with your Crocs. You don't have to worry about it. But they do get slippery sometimes when they get wet.
Yeah.
But I like the ability to just kind of kick them off, and when you're in the boat, you don't got to worry about them anymore.
Yeah.
And they float. So if they, you can always find it at some point.
But I will say, like, my muck boots are so comfortable. I wore them yesterday all up and down. Just in the car and everything. Jerry said sandals. Phil said slides.
What's a slide, Phil?
Is that like the thing where it has the covering in your, just like
espadrilles?
Is that like the Adidas or Nike slide? Like they're like
Oh yeah,
sandals.
okay. I guess that's what that is. Yeah.
Sperry sandals. Sandals Keen.
Yes, thank you, Sean.
What kind of geezer have used Twitter on a computer? You do Twitter on your computer?
No, I don't do Twitter. I
I
took
don't
it
know
off
about that.
of my phone because I don't ever use it. I have no access to Twitter.
All right.
No access.
You
to
got
Twitter.
kicked off too?
No.
Sandals for Casey. Brendan said sandals all day. Marcus said sandals. My
sandals
dad
all
said
day.
sneakers, especially while fishing. Don't want to get a hook in the toe,
Hook in the
which is
toe.
good. Robert is with my dad. I'm a huge fan of rainbows. Joey, 2020. I did just say in the last podcast, if you think about it, I'm somewhat of a hippie.
You are a hippie.
Last time recently, the day I went to buy my car, I came to my house. My dad's like, "You just look like a typical millennial." I was wearing like t-shirt, pants, and flip flops
Jerry
in the
wants
middle of winter.
the
Utes?
reference to Utes. That's from New Girl. The
Utes.
street
The
Utes.
street Utes.
The street Utes.
Street Utes. I sound like an old man when I say it, but my fat calves say no to muck boots.
Oh,
God,
I love my
boots are
muck boots.
God.
I love my muck boots.
Yeah, that's what they are. Also,
Okay.
somewhere in here, Phil told you maybe it's a good time to ask Brian if he needs Minto messages my address again for stickers.
Oh, I just got them in, Phil. I just got stickers in. So
Look at the mirror now, Joey.
I just got stickers in, Phil. So
What does that mean, Jerry?
I've still got it.
My
Okay.
cousin Vinny.
Next item up on this or that, Joey. Dark time fishing or light time fishing?
Ooh, everyone here knows I like the dark time.
You do like the dark time.
I enjoy the dark time. It's
Now, I'm
peaceful.
not talking about the like twilight, or I'm not talking
No,
about that.
straight
I'm talking
dark.
about full on dark time, full on light
Man,
time.
fishing the lights in the creek is fun.
Yeah.
No one's out there.
You're a dark
No
time
idiots
fisherman.
are out there.
Yeah.
Yeah, say
I don't see very
I
well.
rather
in the
would
dark.
fish the light. I don't have to worry about sunglasses though.
That
in the dark time.
That's true. That's true. Even my glasses, I don't feel like
No.
I see real well. I'm not a crazy. I'm not.
I love that last half hour before it's like dark and it's like
Yeah.
the sun it's almost down.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say light time. I'm a normal person.
Really?
I'm not a vampire.
I thought you would definitely say dark
I
time.
do like the
over
dark.
light time.
I like the dark time in the fall.
Okay.
The fishing's just prime.
Now, do you wear your half pants or your 3/4 pants or your full pants when you go dark time? Or light
Well,
time?
halfway through the year when I realized how important sun was, I wore the full pants.
Full pants.
The lightweight full pants.
But you see, at night you could wear the half pants.
Oh, true. I could
You wear the half pants and the dark time,
Yeah.
or the full pants in the light time. For me, I don't really like fishing like in the dark. I'm
Yeah, I
not
know
a
the
big
last
fan
time
of
we
it.
were out, you boogied out pretty
Like,
quickly.
I don't want to. I don't want to be a part of
Boogeyman's
that.
coming after you.
All right, let's
It
see
is
what-
eerie as a mother.
Yeah, but I do like your point that the crazies are gone
Crazy are.
off the wall.
You do have to keep an eye out.
Jerry just randomly called you a hippie again. Brendan
Jerry's a-
says he doesn't need to see in the dark. Michael, 50-50. Yeah, okay.
I'm gonna get some NVGs this year for my dark time fishing.
Dark time?
Yeah.
Okay. Jerry said dusk. Well, that wasn't the question, Jerry. It was dark time, light time.
Come on, Jerry.
Got to get it right. Phil said dark time at structure with light. Yep. Yeah, that's what you were just talking about, Joey.
Yeah.
Casey, light time. She likes to see what she's doing.
I feel like we should yell at Jerry like they yell at Jerry on the Parks and Recs.
Come on, Jerry.
Come on, Jerry.
Joey says, Sean says Joey likes tight pants.
Yeah.
You do like tight pants.
Do I?
You wear tight pants. You wear tight pants, sir. No, I'm just kidding with you. I don't have a clue. Dark is usually good from Paul. Dark is usually really good, but I don't feel safe at night anymore. Yeah, I'm right there with you. Michael, Surffish Ocean City, still plenty of crazies. And Jerry says, okay, he corrected.
Oh,
his
yeah,
answer
there
to
you go,
light
Jerry.
time. Thank you, Jerry.
Come on, Jerry.
Light time. Come on, Jerry. Come on, man.
Now, I said will depend on the type of fishing. If it's freshwater, there's
Yeah.
some weird stuff that pop. I will not freshwater fish at night. I feel comfortable in
yeah.
the harbor where it's somewhat lit up. I'm not catching the possibility of a whacked out catfish, snakehead, like it is eerie for me fishing freshwater at night.
Okay, well, that's a good clarifier.
Yeah.
Clarify. That's a right, because you're right.
I
When
will
you're-
fish a harbor. I'm not fishing the river or anything.
When you're
it's
out on the
gonna
Mill
be,
Creek, you got a lot of lights from all the things.
Yeah,
that
and it's not
surround you.
bright, but
Yeah.
it's enough to make me comfortable. If it's full dark time, no ambient light, I won't be out there.
Okay. Last item on this week's This or That: a nice reel with a bad rod, or a bad reel with a nice rod. So
What do we,
combination?
What are we fishing for?
Whatever you want.
Well, it depends.
Whatever you want.
Am I fishing for a fish that I might depend on the reel, so I'm going to go reel? I'm doing 25, 30-inch rockfish.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to go bad rod, nice reel. I want the drag.
Bad rod, nice reel. Yeah. Okay. Is there a scenario where you would go bad reel, nice rod?
Yeah, if I'm just catching perch or something,
Okay.
I like a nice rod.
Okay.
I'll say I'm a rod guy, but I also like nice reels too. I'll buy a medium level rod and a medium level reel, like a good
Okay.
mid-range St. Croix rod with a mid-range Shimano reel.
That wasn't the question.
Well,
It was your question too.
I know, but you say something and then you don't think about how you'd answer it.
No, I know.
It depends on the fish. I would, if I'm in the creek, I probably will take a nice reel because there's a couple fish where I've used my drag a lot this year. And I'm not talking big fish, but I'll set the drag accordingly.
Yeah.
When a bad drag is a bad drag. Bad drag will cause you to lose a fish.
Yeah, I would definitely. I don't see a scenario where I would go with a bad reel, nice rod. I don't think for me there's any scenario. I always prefer a solid reel. You know me, I use some janky rods.
You do?
I use some really janky rods.
You're like a broomstick with some eyelets on there.
It's like, look, half of it broke off. So what? Keep fishing it. Who cares?
It's like, so the saltwater fly... So I just spend more time on the fly fishing side. The saltwater guys rip on the trout guys for having the super duper reels. Mm-hmm. You don't use your reel a lot for trout, but I caught a nice trout last year in the Catskills where I was very thankful I had a really nice reel with a drag because I was on the fish for 10 minutes and it was back and forth, back and forth. Trout fishing like everything yesterday, I never use the reel. Like it's just a line holder.
Yeah.
But
it's a place to
I'm catching a 25-inch redfish.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I want a nice cork disc drag.
Oh, speaking of 25-inch redfish, what do you think the odds are we're going to get some big redfish up in here this year?
I don't know about in here, but I've been talking to my friend Captain Perry about going down the Swansboro soon.
Woo. I want to get me some redfish.
A
big redfish.
Yeah. Anyway.
Okay. Let's see what happened over here. Robert said nice reel. Jerry, nice reel.
Jerry's
Brendan,
a nice reel.
Nice reel, bad rod.
Oh, don't say it.
There's a rod at the fort. It's like grinding rocks.
We all didn't say it this episode.
Didn't say it at all this episode.
Always
bad reel for surf fishing. It might get sandy.
Yeah.
Paul, always buy the best you can afford for both, but the reel and the drag is more important. Absolutely. Yeah. Phil, nice reel. Casey, nice reel. Michael, nice reel. Michael, what's your favorite setup of rod and reel?
Here's a good example.
What's that?
I'm a huge fan of that. You know that little red, I think my dad owns, I think it's called the Stimula from Shimano. I bought like that $20 rod, that perch rod last year.
Yeah.
And I bought an $80 reel.
Yeah.
And that is an amazing combo. The rod feels great.
Yeah.
And I love that reel. I put that 25, 26-inch striper, the rockfish on it under the bridge on that combo. The rod felt great. The reel did its job. That's a good example.
Yeah.
It's not a
solid reel.
Stella, whatever. I think my dad just got one of those Stellas or something. But that was a solid combo. That did the job.
So Michael wants to know what's our favorite setup for a rod and reel. Are you talking about type or specific brand? I'm not a brand guy. I like, it's got to have a decent drag. It's got to be smooth. It's got to have instant reverse. For me, I'm a spinning reel guy.
Yeah.
I'll throw a bait caster when I'm bass fishing, but I'm not a real big fan of it. So for me, a 6.5 foot, kind of medium, maybe medium heavy, for everyday use for most fish, and I do like to fish in ultralight when I'm perch fishing, just because it's like give those perch a fighting chance.
Mm-hmm.
Little inline spinners on a little ultraweight with 4-6 pound test. So that's kind of where I'm at.
How are we answering this one?
Oh, I was just throwing out my favorite setup for a rod.
What's your favorite setup? I think, and there's too many variables. I have a crap ton of fly rods, but they all have uses. Yeah. I'm somewhat of a brand advocate. I'm a big fan of St. Croix for spinning, but I got a couple nice Shimanos all the way down to like a $20 Shimano that I love, which was my best perch rod I've ever had.
Yeah.
I love Scott fly rods. I wish Scott would make spinning rods because
I still got a spinning rod. I don't know that it's in the regular mix now, but I've still got it in the garage. It says Kmart on the side of it. Whatever. I'm not a big, it's got to work. That's about it.
I'm a big Shimano reel fan. My dad got me hooked on Shimano. I don't think you can go wrong. No. Never been into the pin stuff, but I know Jerry does.
Hey, Jerry's got. Well, I'll give some props for Jerry with those pens. He had a problem with one of them. I guess it was early this season. Took it apart and put it back together, so it was serviceable and right back to where he needed it to be. So that's really actually the best test of a reel.
And I'm
put it back in service. If it works, it works. Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
And I do like. I think you can get the basic Shimano reel, and it's really nice all the way up to the Stellas and stuff.
Yeah.
So they're
Yeah, Pen Battles. That's what Jerry's was rolling.
Yeah.
So he just chimed in on the live stream with that.
So whatever works, though.
Good deal.
Yeah.
You got anything
bamboo, corn, 20-pound test. That's what we should do.
Or just a stick with a rope and.
So here's the so remember when I brought up the ice rods? Perry's pulling in pretty nice size albacore, blowing the drags off these things. But people will still land it.
Yeah.
Albacore are fast,
Yeah.
and they're they have all shoulders.
They will, yeah.
And he's having people pulling them in on the little tiny 2-foot, whatever kitty Mickey Mouse ice fishing rod and reel, and he's catching fish like that. He's a professional guy. Now he's got nice gear otherwise, but.
Hey Robert, we'll hit the real maintenance.
We'll do that next week.
We'll do that next. We'll talk a little bit about that next week because we're past.
I put mine in the oven for 2 hours at 450. No, just kidding.
Air fryer. Put it in the air fryer.
No, we can actually talk about that because there's some stuff that I think we should talk about.
Yeah, we'll hit real maintenance next week. Joe, you got anything else before we shut this thing down?
No, it's 8:38. I'll keep talking.
I know it's almost 9 o'clock.
Let's give out Wes's phone number.
No, I'm not doing that again.
Did you get in trouble?
The phone call was. I don't know. He just called, and I actually accidentally called him. So I'm wondering if he called me back. So we're going to find out if we're in trouble with Wes. Folks, if you're looking to get in touch with us, Facebook.com/Angler Magazine Chesapeake, or on Instagram at Chesapeake Angler. You can find me at BN Rains. Joey, how can folks find you?
You can
on
find me
Insta?
at Joey Sikorsky24 or at Pack Paddle Sports.
And, of course, youtube.com/Chesapeake Angler. And you, of course, can read the e-magazine online at ChesapeakeAnglerMag.com. Also, MD Kayak for Maryland Kayak Outfitters. And any other way, there's so many. Don't depend upon Instagram. Call me on my phone if you need to get in touch with me.
Or if you want to leave us a voicemail, 410-231-3850.
Yeah, that would be cool. We
started last week.
Okay.
Somebody.
Well, Marcus will do it. Marcus, if you're still
Marcus,
here,
leave us a voicemail.
Leave us a voicemail over here, buddy.
Huge shout out. Marcus did the wiring. This is like another. I'm going to go on a minute or two tangent. Marcus did the wiring, set up the lights on his Slayer Max. Super clean, awesome. He had it in the dark time and the light time. Pictures.
That's one of the ones because it was like 2 days. He sent me all those pictures of all the stuff he did on Insta with all his boats.
Super clean.
And he knows what he's doing. Later, and I was like, yeah, Michael. Nice. There you go, Michael with the bringing it. Join Fort Hill Kayak.
Yeah,
Anglers.
Fort Hill Kayak Anglers.
We're going to start. I put this out. And I haven't told you about this. We're going to actually start a little Fort Hill Kayak Anglers tournament that's going to run this season. We're going to have Open Division, Creek Division.
Are we going to have the SOMD Yak Anglers competing against it?
You could. Yeah. Yeah.
Hold on, real quick, back to Marcus.
Oh, wait a minute. Your dad just said he's bringing beer. Hey, what happened, Paul? You're supposed to be doing pizza one of these nights.
Also, hey, Paul, my smoker's out of commission right now.
Uh-oh.
Word of the wise, I love my Camp Chef, but cover it.
Oh, yeah. Did you get the pellets explode? Did they swell up?
A couple in the auger. The hopper's fine. I did this once before. Not a Camp Chef thing. Totally my fault.
Yep.
But
that's a bitch to clean out, too.
It's not too bad. I was able to do it without taking the auger out.
Oh, well,
every time I bring up auger, you bring up the office.
You in the market for an auger?
Man, my grill's out of commission because I got to clean it. And my smoker. I went to put I did that wrapped flank steak on that the other day. Anyway.
We got to shut this down.
Hold on real quick. Ice Hole Power. Marcus sent me. Every time I'm ready.
They do a lot of stuff.
They do the Plano box set up like the Dakota Lithium box.
Yep.
I need to order mine. It's $69 or $60.
And
you just add battery. Yeah. And it comes with you have to set it up. They give you like a kit.
Yeah.
I'm routing that inside a yak. I have another way.
Hey, we'll talk about that next week. I want to talk about that next week.
Check out Marcus's Instagram.
Yep. Okay, thanks everybody for
hold on. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just blathering over here.
Thank you everybody for joining us tonight on the live stream. And come back and visit with us again next week. All right?
Love you, bye.
I was waiting for Joey. Love you, bye. Okay, podcast is done. Thank you, live stream folks.
Let me give you my friend Wes's phone number.
You're always the best. We really appreciate it, and we'll talk to you again next week.
Love you, bye.
Love you, bye.